it's a race against time for rescue workers in Morocco, trying to reach villages in the Atlas Mountains, which have been hardest hit by a massive earthquake. The Red Cross has warned of a disaster within a disaster if water and food aid don't reach survivors. The death toll continues to rise and is now past 2,000, with a similar number injured in hospitals. The UK is among several countries sending support, including a team of 60 search and rescue specialists and 4 search dogs. Friday's 6.8 magnitude earthquake struck 45 miles southwest of the tourist hub of Marrakesh, from where Nick Beak joins us now. Nick.
Rita, thousands are spending a third night out in the open. Many buildings have been damaged here and lots of people are too scared to sleep back indoors. But really it is in the Atlas Mountains, those remote communities that have suffered so much and where the greatest number of people have lost their lives. So early this morning we set out in that direction, and the further we got, the more damage we saw, until eventually we reached one particular village where it was immediately obvious that they'd lost everything.
The grief was unbearable and found in every corner of this tiny community. Their spirit crushed a little more every time news arrived of another body recovered. The bricks and stones of their traditional houses, no match for the size of this quake. The village of Tefrakt levelled in seconds. Abdurrahman was being comforted by everyone who saw him. He tells us he's lost his wife and his 3 boys. He wants to take us to where his family lived so happily until Friday night. A walk through the rubble of this remote Atlas mountain wilderness. Our house was up there, Abu Rahman tells us. You can see the white blankets and the furniture too. Everything else has gone. He ran home after the earthquake and says he started screaming out for his kids, but there was nothing. We buried them yesterday, he says. I felt so sorry for them. When we found them, they were all huddled together. The 3 boys asleep. They all went down with the earthquake.
We've been told that about 200 people used to live here in this village. Of those, 90 are already confirmed to have died. Many more are missing, somewhere here beneath the rubble. Others are in hospital. And when you look at this and try and take it all in, you realise people simply didn't stand a chance. And this scene of devastation is replicated right across this vast mountainous region.
Sitting among the only possessions she now has left, we meet Hashuma, mourning her son-in-law.
We pray for God to help us, and the government too, and the king.
The first professional emergency teams to arrive here are Spanish firefighters. It's not a search for signs of life, but for the dead. There are no miracle rescues here in Tefrakt, this epicenter of pain and suffering.
As we made our way back from the village, we did see military trucks and also buses full of soldiers heading up towards the mountains. But what they desperately need is heavy machinery, because so far villagers have been using their bare hands and shovels to try and clear through the rubble. You know, Rita, in the village we're in today, you got the sense that before this earthquake struck, they were quietly content to be somewhat disconnected from some of the pressures of modern life. But all that has changed now. They desperately need outside help, and they need it fast.
Nick, thank you. Nick Beak reporting there from Marrakesh.